as a son, I think that his legacy is so much more than just acting. Like the human being he was, that is his legacy. This industry shows you the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. Because I fell in love with acting for myself, but suddenly after Baba passed, it transformed into, you know, not letting anybody down, this and that.
I have struggled with anxiety, and I have had days where I was like, you know, what if I don't get work? There were times after Laila Majnu where I didn't have work for 2 years, till Bulbul happened.
Songs more and more have become part of storytelling. Everything that I have learned as a lyricist taught me that I should get other lyricists to write these songs.
Today I'm speaking with the cast and the director of the phenomenal film Qala. I have watched it, I loved it. So firstly, congratulations to all of you.
Thank you.
I'm going to start with Qala herself. You know, the film gives us a big and a huge glimpse into the world of the pressure of this industry, which is of course relevant in other industries as well. You as a person, how do you deal with the mental aspects of the pressure that comes with this job?
Honestly, I think you learn to deal with it with time. I had my, you know, fair share of struggle. You know, I have struggled with anxiety, and I have had days where I was like, you know, what if I don't get work? What if, you know, I do something wrong? What if what if something, good comes up and I don't recognize it? There were times after Laila Majnu where I didn't have work for 2 years, till Bulbul happened. And even after Bulbul, there was because of COVID, for 2 years there was nothing. So I have had to wait a lot and be patient. And everybody thinks that they see the brighter side of it. Na? They see, okay, you're on screen, you're with, you know, these many people and you're working and this and that, but they don't see the struggle. There were days where I was scared. There were days where I was like, what if this doesn't work out? But I think slowly with time, I got to, you know, deal with my emotions better. And obviously, I think I'm really fortunate that I met nice people in my life. It's so important here to be surrounded by real people. People who genuinely care for you, people who you genuinely care for. Because, you know, if all else fails, love always survives. And I think with love, you can win anything. And you can just, it is, I think, the biggest of emotions. And I think it is something that can keep you sane and keep you, you know, motivated.
Your support system is what gets
It
you
is,
through, right?
yeah. And especially for people who don't have families here. Like my family is in Delhi, and I remember initially they used to be so scared. My mother used to call me 5 times a day. Have you eaten? Where are you going? Who are you meeting? And that's, you know, fair for her to be worried about me. But I think slowly, now she knows that I'm in a safe space.
You started off also as a lyricist, right? Apart from the other things that you dabbled in, this movie is totally hinged on music. What do you see is a huge difference if you compare when you started off to today, and is Qala anywhere inspired by the time you spent as a lyricist on the music world?
Yes, there are bits and pieces in it which happen in the recording studios with lyricists, and the lyricist and the composer Nasiban, played by the very amazing Tasveer Kamil, and Qala sitting and jamming on that music. That is how it is in recording studios, and the conversations that happen are kind of like that. The things that Sumant Kumar, Amit Syal's character, says when she's admiring something that Varun Grover's character, who's a lyricist, Majru, has written, and he says, "Kya hai? Kisko samajh aayega?" So that, yes, those fun things I've picked up, but I think maybe the difference from that time to now is that songs more and more have become part of storytelling. At least it has become with most of the storytellers now. Earlier, kya hota tha? A love song, sad song, friendship song. So, as one club song, okay? 4, sometimes opening or end credit song. So, more mota. This was the standard issue. Sometimes it would be part of the story, but usually it would be cut to song. I think more and more that is changing, and in my film, definitely. Music, since they are musicians, it is natural that they would sing in the film.
Yeah.
So they are not breaking into a song as characters. They are singing because all 3 of them are singers. It is also a reflection of their inner worlds. It's also helping the story move forward. So yes, that is the difference. But everything that I have learned as a lyricist taught me that I should get other lyricists to write these songs. Trivedi was showing me many messages. We are getting a lot of love for the album. Trivedi sir, आप मेरी पूरी जायदाद ले लो. आप बस ऐसे गाने बनाओ. आप मेरे पास एक साइकिल और एक लैपटॉप है. So he's like, I have one cycle, one laptop.
You can take it.
Congratulations, your first film. I'm not going to use the word you said you don't like to use. Not using it.
I think now you should start using it.
I've also read somewhere that you had said if you were not Mr. Irrfan Khan's son, your first film would not get the attention on you that it's getting.
Of course.
Do you find it a lot to kind of keep up to the pressure that comes with this?
I used to feel like that. I used to feel like I have, I was not doing it for myself. I felt, because I fell in love with acting for myself, but suddenly after Baba passed, it transformed into, not letting anybody down, this and that. But slowly as I went through life, through the 2 years after the film, I just started realizing that if I am not myself, and if I don't find my individuality, and if all this, the feeling of all this, it kind of, I lose myself in that, then I am going to let the art down, and I'm going to let the craft down, because the entire point is to be yourself, right? To evolve. What he did, right? I need to take it further at some point. I'm not saying now. But at some point, it has to be about the evolution of the craft, right? And then the craft will never be able to evolve if I'm not being myself. So the pressure, it used to feel scary and used to feel overwhelming. Now it feels scary, it does feel overwhelming, but I'm just better at dealing with it. Like how you deal with anxiety, anxiety is there. Just how you deal with it is the difference, right?
So what is your coping mechanism with this?
Just sit with the feeling. And she introduced me to meditation. Like, of course, meditation was a part of my life, but I never ever did it. Like, but then she sat me down like, you will meditate, you jumpy boy.
Sugar is the energy, but it's exhausting. I used to be like, I've never felt my age till I met you.
I have felt my age.
Yeah,
Imagine.
Back then, I was just meditating because my director was telling me to meditate. But then, slowly I realized that meditation, the day I would not meditate, after the film got over, I would feel the difference. I would feel the difference in my ability to deal with the day and to be able to observe my thoughts as they come. And because you think of so many things, you get lost in which thought is making you feel like this. So to be able to just watch your thoughts and see, Acha, this thought is making me feel like this thought is making me feel like this. Just to be able to watch yourself, I think that is what is making me be able to deal with the pressure and the expectations.
Because I remember being on the set of my first film and I was so nervous and so nervous that I couldn't perform.
He was chill only.
He was chill, and that was such a, it's and I'm sure it's not easy. You are nervous when you're working for the first time. And
It was not any courage or strength I had. It was just because first time I met Anvitaa, the way she hugged me, I felt like I'm home to family. The first time I met Triptii, the first day we bonded, I was like, I have a friend in this industry, because this industry shows you the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. And to feel like you have a friend in that. Then I met Swastika and I was thinking like, Swastika, Mukherjee is gonna come and I'm gonna get very overwhelmed and just mess it all up, yeah. But then when she came, she was just so chill and like a buddy. So having that family environment, that is why I was chill. I was not chill because of any strength or courage of mine. Like, I would have freaked out if it was any other set.
I have to tell you the cutest story.
Yes, please.
He did not know that she's in the film. And he saw her in the office. Bouncing, jumping like that. Has conversations, like talking to Triptii, talking to her, talking to me, and like many things. And I'm tired that all of that has happened. And then he's like, ma'am, you should cast her as Qala. I was like, wow, thank you. I think now I will consider her. It was just so
director
fun.
Babil Khan.
Babil Khan.
You're someone who's always lauded for your performance. And if I had to talk to you about the roles that are being written for women today, what do you have to say about the kind of roles that are being written for women, or do you think we still have a long way to go when it comes to that?
I have majorly since 2010, I have mostly worked in women-led films, and because it was very difficult to find a hero. That was the genuine problem. Because no heroes were wanting to work with me because they thought they'll have nothing to do in the film. So then I was like, okay, just, chuck them. I'm the hero and I'm the heroine. I will only do all of it. But I had directors in Bengal who really believed in me, and I've been always doing women-led films and playing the protagonists. I feel genuinely that more women-led films are being made in the regional industries than it is happening in Bollywood. Yeah. Because if I really count the films that I have, been the lead or the protagonist, or, it was led by my character, it will be a lot in comparison to what is happening in Bollywood. When films here come out where they are showing some matured content, or women are really talking about their sexuality, or talking about just their desires and things that we don't want to talk in mainstream films, and then you suddenly see the entire nation is going gaga over it. But then we have done it way back in 2006 or 7 in Bengal. Bollywood, I guess, is growing up later than the rest of the films that are up. Yeah. They are waking up.
Babil, your father, of course, has a huge legacy that he's left behind, right? It's maybe a slightly difficult question, but I'm sure you'll have it somewhere that you already thought about. Are there any aspects of his legacy that you as an actor, as a son, would like to take ahead?
As an actor, I don't think I have the experience to be able to tell you about acting and that part of the legacy, because I think it'll take me a long time just to understand how he was manifesting his soul into the craft, and it was just outstanding, and I don't think I have the experience to comment on that. But as a son, I think that his legacy is so much more than just acting. Like, the human being he was, that is his legacy, and I feel like if I can stay true to that, then I will do, the acting part will happen. Mm-hmm. I have to just stay true to the legacy of being a human being and what that means. I think that is way more important than just being an actor.
Yeah, I think that is what that honesty came out in everything that he did. While the film talks so much about music and about the competition, the pressure, I think the deepest layer was, of course, relationship. The climax, right? The imageries that you used, those scenes, right? So overwhelming. A little bit about the climax, and what was your thought about it?
Daughters are like kites.
Okay.
As in not the bird. Patang ki tarah hoti hain. Men are like, the boys are like kites, the birds. Okay, strong, powerful raptors. Told from a very young age that they have these wings that they can fly with. Daughters are told you can fly. But there's always एक डोर सी होती है, या वो खुद बांध देते हैं, या फिर कोई पकड़ के रखता है. Whether it's to a convention, to conditioning, to expectation, there's always that string that is tied. Now what happens is, in the climax, the string snaps. Now she does not know how to grow wings. Yeah. She doesn't know to navigate. Maybe she catches a drift and she gets onto a wind tunnel. Maybe she can, but she doesn't know that. She's never been given that strength of character to believe that she can do it on her own.
Right.
She's always been told through different ways, if not articulated, that she's not enough, Yeah. So she spirals. So that entire climax is a spiral. So it is just drifting to through all the slightly, even the dusty corridors of her mind that are scary, where chittering things live. The things that we lock away, and that is what she is spiraling through, and that is what the climax is. And it is just that if only someone catches her, or if only she knew that she doesn't need anyone to catch her, that she can stay afloat. That is actually what the film is about.
Yeah.
You need a tribe to hold you, to tell you that you're enough.
Circling back to what she said, you need love, you need support to kind of keep yourself together.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, you guys, and good luck. I don't think you need it, but good luck. I'm sure it's going to be phenomenal. Thanks. It was so wonderful
We
talking
need all
to
the love.